February 17th iteration of Monday Night Raw had some great matches with main event level talent and intended to make meaningful progress on several major storylines. On this week's Bryan Breakdown, I'll be discussing Gunther mocking Jay, the latest on the Jade Cargill whodunit, and Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. While you're here, be sure to give us a follow on Instagram and Threads where we cover wrestling shows live. Without any further ado, let's get into it. On the back of Jay declaring for Gunther's title at WrestleMania, Gunther took the opportunity to mock Jay, imitating his entrance through the crowd. Gunther plays the bully role so well in his continued insistence that Jay is not on his level. Judging from the last few encounters they've had, he does have a point. Pat McAfee even got involved, weighing in on the matchup and stated that he believed Jey Uso could beat Gunther, which prompted the champ to remove his jacket. Before he could wrangle Pat though, Jey Uso's music hit. Officials tried to stop him, but were faked out. A brief melee ensued, but nothing substantial happened amid the skirmish that was broken up by Jason Jordan and the usual suspects. I'm looking forward to the match. However, it does seem the creative is just going through the motions. Aside from the Royal Rumble victory, the storyline feels as if it was copied from a template of Sami vs. Gunther's road to WrestleMania from last year. This in itself isn't entirely bad, but WWE needs to find a way to distinguish the story so it isn't an exact replica. Something else needs to transpire in order to raise the stakes beyond Gunther's undisputed claim for superiority and make Jay's eventual win his version of Kofi Mania. After Adam Pearce's revelation of the red herring cell phone footage of Liv and Raquel at the scene of Jade's attack, the women's tag team champions took it to themselves to pay the heel duo a visit during Raquel's Elimination Chamber qualifier against Roxanne Perez. They indirectly cost Raquel the match that she was going to lose anyway, as she was distracted by watching Liv get her ass kicked. After the match, the champs attempted to hit a double KOD on Liv, but Raquel was able to rescue her heifer by pulling her over the ropes and out of the ring. Bianca and Naomi let her. As distraught as they're supposed to be, why did they not give chase, as we've seen Rhea Ripley do to Liv for the bulk of 2024? This did not make sense for Bianca at all. Naomi, that's another story. It seems as if WWE Creative has only just now remembered that they were going somewhere with this and threw this together haphazardly after many fans, including myself, have checked out. There is no reason that this couldn't have occurred long ago. Jade Cargill was attacked on November 22nd, and we are just now getting questionable cell phone footage 3 months later. And finally, in the main event, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. First off, Finn and Seth are incapable of having a bad match against each other. That's about as likely as Finn beating Seth to qualify for the Chamber. It's never going to happen. Going into the match, Seth had already beaten Finn 9 out of 11 times since their first match at SummerSlam 2018 for the inaugural Universal Championship. Balor started the match jumping Rollins in the ring prior to the bell ringing, as there is no love lost between these two. After a brief exchange, Balor was able to reverse a pedigree from Seth and hit one of his own, a nice one at that, for a 2 count. This was a nice homage to Triple H ahead of his Hall of Fame induction, but it does make it seem like the pedigree is now just a transitional move. The story of the match was Finn working the legs and ribs of Seth, while Rollins relied on his craftiness to give him the edge. Now, let's talk about this finishing sequence. The finishing sequence was amazing. The coup de grace into the Finn Balor pin. Seth Rollins countering the pin with his own roll-up. Finn countering the pin to a crossface. And then finally, Seth rolling out of that and hitting a curb stomp to end the match. And with that, Seth punches his ticket to the Chamber and makes his record against Finn Balor 10-2. It isn't as if Finn won't have anything to do on the back of this, as he is dealing with the crumbling Judgment Day and will likely be ousted for a new leader soon. But it is a shame to see that he's this far behind Seth considering how great he is and the quality of work that he's done, especially as of late. In an ideal world, they'd be presented as equals. And if reports at the end of 2024, if they have any validity to them, maybe they will be someday. But it won't be yesterday. For more great wrestling content, be sure to check us out every Saturday with new episodes of the Two Smart Marks Wrestling Show. And be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else that we put out. See you then.